He's been in the sport for a while, now he's fighting as a top contender. I'm a champion. Now it's just up to me to defend my titles. I think he's no pushover. He's there for a reason. He's top contender for a reason, and we plan to show everybody.
Sebastian Fundora strongly pushed back against the idea that he has been ducking Jaron "Boots" Ennis, saying his side has never received an official offer for the matchup. On Boxing Scene Today, Robert Garcia, who trains Ennis rival Virgil Ortiz Jr., identified Fundora as a serious backup option if the long-discussed Ortiz fight falls apart. Garcia made it clear that his team would welcome a fight with Fundora, pointing out that Fundora, just like Ortiz, holds a legitimate world title.
Or Fundora don't happen, well then we got to move on and continue fighting and keep them busy and continue doing our thing. But no, we want those fights. It doesn't matter, obviously Boots is our main fight right there. That's the one we want, and that's the one we already agreed to. And on our side, it's a done deal. But if not, then we're gonna try to push for Fundora. The WBC could force that fight because we are the interim champions, and Fundora is the WBC champion. So it's a fight that should have.
Garcia also explained that the WBC could potentially play a major role in making the fight happen because Ortiz holds the interim championship while Fundora owns the full title. In his view, this is a matchup that should already be happening. Meanwhile, respected trainer BoMac McIntyre described the 154-pound division as one of boxing's deepest and most unpredictable, highlighting names such as Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz Jr., and Sebastian Fundora. McIntyre believes nearly every elite matchup in the division could realistically go either way. He even compared the current collection of talent to boxing's famous Four Kings era, praising today's top fighters for being willing to challenge one another.
I think he have to. I mean, he's a great fighter. He can start his own era like what he's doing now, but he got a lot of guys he got to compete with, like Shakur. He got Inoue. Those guys are young and still fighting. So yeah. I ain't gonna really call it the Boots era, but I just think he's a great fighter in the era with other guys that can say this was my era.
Mm-hmm. With that, I know. Like there's the Fundoras and Virgils, like they all have to fight each other to even come to that conclusion. I mean, is that amongst those guys, is there someone stand out a little bit more, or is it still kind of 50-50 across?
I think it's a 50-50 across the board, because when you look at Virgil and when he get guys hurt, like maybe Boots was hurt, he finished them off. You look at Fundora with the range and the height he got, even though he's been beat before, since then he's just been cleaning them up. And so we all waiting to see, when those two or three, like the Four Kings, when they tangle. So we,
Eddie Hearn, who promotes Ennis, shared a similar view while discussing what could come next after defeating Xander Zayas. Hearn confirmed that several possibilities are being considered, including Josh Kelly, Virgil Ortiz, and Sebastian Fundora. However, he emphasized that any Fundora negotiation, just like an Ortiz deal, must now account for Ennis being a unified champion. The financial and contractual terms discussed before his latest victory can no longer be treated as the starting point.
Stand by all my comments previously. It is one of the very best fights in the sport. Boots will take it like that, but I have to go and present an offer to Jaron Ennis, and I can do that by having a chat and seeing the numbers. But if you're like, it's always make the fight, Eddie, it's like make the offer, right? So Golden Boy, the Zone, if you want to challenge the champ, make the offer to the champ. If not, we'll sit down and we'll tell you what you're getting for the fight, and then we'll work with Golden Boy or co-promote, no problem. But respect what he's done, respect the situation, and respect that today's price is not.
Speaking on the Porter Way podcast, Shawn Porter praised the development he has seen in Fundora, especially after the towering southpaw defeated Keith Thurman. Porter pointed to that performance as evidence that Fundora is finally learning how to actively use his extraordinary height and reach instead of simply relying on those physical advantages.
Keith Thurman, that last fight, it showed me that he really is embracing his size now, the reach,
experience now.
Yeah,
he getting that experience. They let him get it.
And he took some big shots too. That chin, he got the knockout, the one knockout that he had Hold on,
Brian
sorry.
Mendoza.
Brian Mendoza.
I'm sorry, my daughter keep calling me.
You good?
Yeah, so and then Keith Thurman is a big puncher, and he took some shots, and he just fought on the outside and just made it look easy. I think that the way he's fighting right now.
Porter explained that Fundora was able to take some of Thurman's best shots while still controlling the contest with his long frame. In his opinion, Fundora has developed into a much more dangerous fighter than he was earlier in his career. Although the conversation centered largely on a possible Ennis versus Ortiz matchup, it also showed why Fundora is receiving so much attention. Porter and his co-hosts viewed Fundora, Ortiz, and Ennis as genuine 50-50 elite fighters at 154 pounds, with each waiting for the biggest names in the division to finally meet.
Ortiz or Fundora?
Call me crazy and saying all that. Number one, they have the game plan, but I still think that talent is so superior. Like he said, it's a, and I know this from my own experience. There's a different speed on the outside than when you actually get in the ring and do it. I was one of those guys that everybody felt like they could game plan for me, but they didn't understand how quick I actually was. They didn't understand how explosive I actually was able to get my way with just about everybody I was in the ring with, because on the outside looking in, it's just a little bit different, so I still think he beats Fundora.
On a recent episode of the Angry Man podcast, Greg suggested that Fundora's camp may have become interested in the Ennis matchup after watching Ennis struggle during the third round against Zayas. He believed Fundora's team could have viewed those moments as an opportunity, especially before Ennis had the chance to correct those weaknesses and become even sharper.
As it relates to wanting to unify the division and feeling he's the best and willing to face and fight anybody.
Yeah, it depends on, who sent the offer.
Who cares?
The reason I say that because Fundora's team they said they'd fight anyone, but now
Greg also said Josh Kelly seemed like the more logical next opponent for Ennis because of their shared promotional connection, assuming Kelly first gets through his upcoming assignment. Still, he made it clear that he would have no problem with Fundora becoming the chosen opponent if negotiations move in that direction.
Let's get in there real fast, but I like it. I really do like it. I don't know if it's going to come into fruition. I thought Josh Kelly would probably be their quicker route, since that'll be an in-house fight as long as Josh Kelly takes care.
Greg then pointed out the unusual situation surrounding the rankings, noting that Ring Magazine has Virgil Ortiz Jr. ranked at number 1 despite Ortiz not holding a world title in the division. The conversation then shifted to Fundora's extraordinary physical dimensions. At around 6 feet 7 inches with an enormous reach approaching 90 inches, Fundora offers a challenge unlike most that Ennis has faced.
Say Fundora's one of the best at 154. For some reason, they got Joe Boy at number 1 at 154 when he hasn't got a belt there, but it is what it is with Virgil being number 1 at 154, I think, according to Ring Magazine, whatever. But yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. The styles makes fight is big, as we see in this matchup here. Fundora's 6'7", got a 90,000 reach.
Greg warned that any defensive lapses or moments of lost concentration from Ennis could become extremely costly against a fighter with Fundora's size. A combination of massive reach, physical advantages, and an unpredictable style could make even small mistakes dangerous for Ennis throughout the fight.
This will be a big test, a biggest test for Boots of his career, of course, if he were to fight Fundora. All that focus, lack of focus, that bet not happen here. He gonna be sleep.
Jason agreed with some of that assessment, but emphasized one principle he has always believed in: styles determine fights. He rejected the idea that simply possessing more physical or technical weapons automatically means one fighter will win. Jason argued that Ennis already has the skills and style needed to cause Fundora serious problems, while Fundora himself has shown weaknesses in recent